All right, we're going to take a look at problems 610 and 612. Hopefully these two problems weren't too difficult for you. I think I provided some pretty good examples in the lectures, and like I've said before, you can always replay your lectures while you're doing your homework if you have some confusions, or some confusion, I guess I should say. So the problem one is indifference point, or the first problem is an indifference point problem. And we have the Gator Restaurant, which has a variable lease of 6% of sales or revenue, and has been offered an alternative of $120,000 fixed rent per year. So we need to first determine the indifference point. So we take fixed cost divided by variable cost, and we get $2 million. So if our sales are $2 million, we really don't care if we do the fixed or the variable rent. However, the problem in the book states that we project our sales to be $3 million. And which type of lease would you recommend? Hopefully you recommended the fixed lease. And if you do your math to provide your figures, if we took $3 million and multiplied it by 0.06, if we chose a variable lease, we'd have a rent of $180,000, which is greater than 120. We don't want to have more rent, we want to have less rent, so we choose the fixed portion. Now, if our sales are less than $2 million, we'd actually choose the variable portion. And if you did the math, then your rent would be less than $120,000. Problem 612 is a buy versus lease option. In this example, we're looking at a copier, and we've got a cost schedule of buying it for $15,000 or doing semi-annual rental for $3,500. That $3,500 should be over on the lease portion. I guess it's slid over. And then we have salvage value, which is actually money coming back to us of $2,000. And then we have annual costs. So the first question was which costs are irrelevant, and they should not be used in the decision-making process. You're going to have a problem like this on the test, and if you use those costs on the test, you're going to lose points, so let's hope you remember not to use them. So the $25,000 for labor, the $3,000 for supplies, and the $2,000 for utilities each year should not be considered. Again, we need to go ahead and look at some of the parameters of the question. One is semi-annual, is twice a year. This is a 3-year time horizon, and these are annual costs. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a cost schedule. If we buy the equipment, it costs us $15,000, so it's a negative $15,000 because it's money going out. If we lease it, if we take the $3,500, multiply it by 2 for semi-annual, and then multiply it by 3 for 3 years, we get $21,000. And that's actually our only cost that we need to evaluate for the lease option. If we do buy it, we can sell it in 3 years, the scrap for $2,000. And then we have annual costs to look at. We have our interest, which was $1,000 a year times 3 years, so it's $3,000. Our repairs were $1,500 a year times 3 years, so that's $4,500. If we add up all of our numbers here for the buy, it's going to cost us $20,500, and if we lease it, it's $2,100. So we're going to choose to purchase it for $20,500 because it's less.